Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, the notification bell, let you know when we're doing live shows, when we broadcast, when we do live interviews, live guests, and our exclusive videos, exclusive information. So don't forget to check us out. Okay. Tyson Fury, 2.0.1.8. Hey can have a 2.0, and Tyson Fury may as well have a 2.0.18. This video is my thoughts and concerns about the linear heavyweight champion of the world. Basically, the man that beat the man. Those of you who followed BWTM Sports for a while, not just a few days, and have followed me more closely, or followed us since the days of Bayloric, will know of my encounters with Tyson Fury and with Team Fury. And I've been called a few things along the way for just doing interviews with Tyson and doing interviews with Peter and all the rest of it. But that doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. I've always had an opinion of Tyson Fury and Team Fury. So what I'm about to say now is probably nothing new. It's just some of it's repeated, some of it is new. Though, first of all, I've got a tremendous amount of respect for Tyson and understand he is the man that brought the heavyweight division back alive. We were falling asleep watching Vladimir Klitschko's fights, and that man went to Germany and dethroned Vladimir Klitschko. Tyson Fury should be thanked by the likes of Joshua and Joseph Parker. Deontay Wilder, for me, at the moment, is the only man in the heavyweight division, was the man that beat the man when he won the title. Stavern was the champion. Wilder beat the champion. It's as simple as that. Stavern was the man that Wilder beat to be the champion. Oh, what about Vladimir Klitschko? No, Wilder was the man at the moment. Joshua won the title off of Charles Martin, who fought for a vacant title, so he didn't beat anybody. So that's how it came down to how the whole lineage worked. So that's nothing new. You all understand that. Now, if you remember rightly, I'm going to take you back. And I'm going to keep reminding you all that love to laugh at me. Now you need to stop laughing. You need to start crying. Now, you laughed at me when I said to you, Tyson Fury versus David Haye wouldn't happen. I said that to you. You laughed at me. It didn't happen. I said to you, Tyson Fury should get rid of the belts and keep the Ring Magazine belt. I said you should keep the belts. No, you should go and defend the titles. What happened? He vacated the belts, or he was forced to vacate the belts, and he remains with the Ring Magazine title. I said Tyson won't fight in 2017. They'll make it very difficult for him. Oh no, Tyson will fight in 2017. You don't know shit about boxing. Okay. Tyson doesn't box in 2017. My latest observation was Tyson training with a different trainer. Oh, don't worry about it. He's training with his trainer. He'll be back to Peter Fury, no problems. I said at the time, I'm concerned with Tyson training with a new trainer. And here are my concerns. If you remember Tyson Fury's career, I know a lot of Tyson Fury fans, a lot of them jump on the Klitschko bandwagon after he beat Klitschko and you know, are supporting Tyson. Okay. And that's the fight that they remember Tyson of. But I remember the fights he was having against the first Chisora fight, then when he was getting knocked down by the likes of I can't remember Pychek and the other guy who was getting dropped by him, the when he got dropped by Cunningham and being pretty close to the action. I remember those days and the days that led up to Tyson becoming world champion. And I think the Nevin Pajak fight, that was the fight, I think, was when Peter Fury took over. I remember the first interview I did with Peter Fury. And I remember him saying to me, listen, I don't want to be seeing my nephew in fighting like he's come out of a pub. I want to see him using boxing skills, finesse, not getting drawn, getting into big, brawls. That's not intelligent boxing. That's not the way that he's going to become a champion. And of course, Peter Fury went about business refining Tyson Fury. I said Tyson Fury was vulnerable to shorter fighters with the overhand right. So what does he do? He switches to the southpaw, takes away Chisora's best weapon, which is the overhand right. Smart move, smart boxing. Peter Fury has made Tyson more of an intelligent fighter, because he certainly wasn't boxing like that before Peter Fury came on board. And if so, I'd like you to show me in what fight Tyson Fury was boxing the way he boxed against Klitschko, or even the way he boxed against Chisora for the second fight, or even the way he fought against Hamer, or even the fight, even those fights. So, I'd challenge anybody. Yeah, but what about the Cunningham fight? Peter wasn't in his corner for the Cunningham fight. He had the guy from Derby, Clifton Mitchell, was in his corner. And, that's what happens when you underestimate opponents. Tyson was clowning, and all the times that he's been knocked down in his career, go back and look at the tape, he's been clowning. And it's the same punch that catches him. The overhand right, doesn't see it coming, drops him. But he's got up to win each and every time. I want to go back and talk about that. I want to talk about Tyson 2.0.18. And most of you probably won't listen to this and take me seriously and continue laughing at me. But here's something I'm telling you now. 2018. So he makes a comeback. He's under MTK Global. Great move there for Tyson. And, he's got a new trainer. He's saying he may go back to Peter Fury in the future. Let me get something categorically clear of you. When I said to you, or either be Twitter or via YouTube, I said to you, Tyson is gonna pull away from Peter Fury. I could see it happening. You don't leave the trainer that has been there for you, has guided you to the heavyweight championship of the world, masterminded the way for you to get the heavyweight championship of the world. If you didn't turn around and say, well, I'm just going to go and train with this guy around the corner. There always seems to be a plan. And Tyson would have probably thought about it for a while to move from Peter Fury's training camps. Now, Peter Fury's training camps, from what I've been told, have been absolutely horrific in terms of the way he gets his fighters into shape. But one thing is for sure, you're never going to find a guy not in shape or ready to go. And Tyson's been ready to go, and he's not been found wanting yet. Even Hughie Fury, despite the defeat to Joseph Parker, he wasn't found wanting in terms of fitness. Okay. Technical adjustments on Hughie's part, not really Peter's fault, and throwing more punches would have won him that WBO title. Nonetheless, we are where we are. So the camps are very hard. Now, the danger sign with that is he wants a change of environment. Okay. A change is as good as a rest. Well, that's being said, if you train with Peter Fury, how much you really want it, how much you're really prepared to put your mind and your body through the hard tasks. Please remember, Fury fans, Tyson has got to the top of the mountain. He has become the heavyweight champion of the world. And if you listen to Tyson leading up to becoming world heavyweight champion, and if you go back and read my blogs way back, before the Cunningham fight, I said Tyson would retire early in his career. Well, he more or less did that. Even if it had something to do with the UCAD situation, it happened. We had a mini retirement from him. And he threatened to retire before. Remember, there was one side of Tyson Fury that said, you know what, I want to leave all this. I just want to live in a caravan by myself and my family. There's that side of Tyson Fury. Then the other side of Tyson Fury that, you can see he wants to be loved by the fans and wants to be recognized and acknowledged as being good at what he does. And I don't think the British press have done Tyson any favors. I don't think Tyson's done himself any favors. I remember having a conversation along the lines of Tyson Fury having PR and needing PR. Now, when I say PR, it doesn't mean that Tyson Fury becomes a robot, but more the case of he's just a little bit more aware of what he can say and what he can't say, and in his situation, what he shouldn't say. And you need that. You need that in his, particularly in a situation when he already knows he's at a disadvantage, right? Especially when you know you're coming out of the blocks as a disadvantage, and people will find any excuses whatsoever to pull you up on things. So he was at a disadvantage from the start, regarding his community and stuff, and the community he comes from. So he was at disadvantage from the start. You don't do yourself any favors by coming out and making certain statements as well. Even if it's for the good of your heart and your intentions are good, people will go out there to misinterpret what you say, to turn the screws on you. That is what will happen, particularly in this type of world where there's lots of backstabbers and vipers and snakes, where people are more than happy to see you down because they're down themselves. Let's be honest. We are in a society, in a world that success is not appreciated, that bad luck and being unfortunate and seeing people's downfalls is far more entertaining for people than to see people's successes and their rise. The UK is no different. The media is no different. In particular, they like to boost you up, send you up there, get the great things in sliced bread, and then when they're ready, pull the carpet and see you fall. That happens. That's the case. I'm speaking the truth, and if you don't like it, well, you know where you can go. This is what it's at. I'm not going to come here and talk to you about anything that is going to float your boat, because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to try and educate, and if I can, just bring light on situations. So Tyson moving forward, there are a lot of things that need to be considered. So he gets a trainer. All right. My biggest fears for 2018. First of all, I said it back in a video in 2017, beginning, I think mid 2017. I said that they would not lay out a red carpet for Tyson Fury. They didn't do that. Now I expect him to get rushed. Hear my words, rushed into a fight against Joshua. And don't be fooled by all this stuff by Tyson Fury's love, Tyson Fury. Yeah, the media controls the minds, and I would not be surprised if in 2018 Tyson Fury becomes cast as the good guy and Anthony Joshua gets cast as the bad guy for 2018. Pantomime time, and Tyson Fury is loved by the nation suddenly, and even begrudgingly, even though we've got Sports Personality of the Year coming up around the corner, which I'm sure Anthony Joshua is odds-on favourite to win. That's probably why the media's so hush-hush about the whole Eddie Chambers situation. It's all gone quite a hush-hush. The reality is I think Joshua's going to win that. But I do think that in 2018 we might see some pantomime games. And I think I think they'll play on Tyson Fury's ego. Joshua being told to say along the lines of, well, if you think you can beat me, well, let's not fight. Let's fight in the summer. Let's fight in the summer 2018. He said, all you need to do is get in shape. He said he called me a weightlifter. He said, you call me this and that. All right, let's do it. Summer 2018. And just bite and bite and bite and just keep going out on Tyson and telling Tyson, you know what? We can have it anytime you want it. I'm not the scared one. I'm ready. I'm here. I'm ready. Tyson Fury, let's do it in the summer. If they can get the Parker fight over the line and Joshua is successful and beats Parker, which is no foregone conclusion, by the way, because Parker can actually hold the shot and he can throw punches back. And he's a champion. It just depends on, the motivation of Joseph Parker, whether he's selling the belt and looking for a quick retirement fund, or if Joseph Parker really has the intentions to come to beat Anthony Joshua. Those are two different conversations, two different fights, and something to examine later on. On back to Tyson Fury, the whole idea of him now changing camps, money is an interesting thing. It makes even the closest people to you become almost snake-like, and money can turn people's heads. Money and influence can turn people's heads. And I said it before, and I said it again. I really hope, Tyson Fury, you go nowhere near Anthony Joshua in 2018. Please, sir, don't do it. Do not do it. Allow yourself to get yourself back into the picture, get yourself back into form. And at the end of 2018, and only at the end of 2018, should you even be thinking about considering fighting at elite level. I'm going to come back and fight elite level because I'm elite level. Well, no. You were elite level. You were elite level 2 years ago. We don't know the partying, the depression. Did you take drugs? Didn't you take drugs? Have they taken an effect on your body? And the mental toil that you've had to go through in those 2 years, the mental demons, has it made you stronger? Are you more weaker? Are you more susceptible? Oh, what's your state like? We certainly know your voice isn't the same, so you sound different. We know you've put on a hell of a lot of weight, but it's some of this sort of like, and Tyson's vulnerable. It's not like Tyson's not been knocked down before. He's been knocked down a few times. And he's been knocked down by guys who are not as big a puncher as Anthony Joshua. Let's have that be said. So all the stuff about him being a stiff bodybuilder, the one thing Tyson needs is reflexes. Yeah, but look at those videos on Instagram. Videos on Instagram are great, but they don't tell the full story. They don't tell the full story about timing and distance and speed and reflexes, and having somebody who is an athlete who is trained and ready and has been consistently had muscle memory, constantly training all the time. Joshua's been in the gym training over time. He's been training and training and training and training. Muscle memory, consistency, very important. Tyson Fury hasn't had the consistency, so he needs 3 fights, back to back to back, 3 fights where he can get the consistency going. Do I suggest he comes back against Shannon Briggs? Hell no. Do I suggest he comes back against David Price? Hell no. I suggest he comes back against a guy who's not a puncher. I suggest he comes back against a guy who he can do 2-3 rounds, get a knockover job, and move on that way. Really, truly. The guy that Luis Ortiz fought the other night, Daniel Martinez, that's the type of guy I want to see Tyson Fury come back against. A guy that we all know Tyson Fury is going to win, will look good against, and a guy that will just shake off the ring rust. Get used to getting back in the ring again. Get used to dealing with the sparring. Get used to press conferences. Get used to all that stuff all over again. Do you know what I mean? And going for a training camp with the ups and downs and working with your new trainer if that's the case. Let's see you go for 3 fights with your trainer. Now, if I'm right, this is the same trainer that was in the corner of Billy Joe Saunders against Wolverine. The guy that looked like Wolverine. If that's the same trainer. I'm sorry. I don't know how you move from Peter Fury to this trainer. I'm sorry. I think Peter Fury is one of the best trainers in the world. He's proven it time and time again. And he's a mastermind. And he's somebody who understands. And he won't take any bullshit. And he won't allow Tyson to cut corners. And my concern is Tyson's comeback. Will we see Tyson? Yeah, we might see him in shape. But will he be cutting corners? Will he be will he be the trim Tyson that fought Klitschko? Or will he be the Tyson that fought Joey Abel? Now go back and look at that Tyson Fury. Yeah, he's still got the reflexes, but Tyson was a punch away by getting caught by Joey Abel. And Joey Abel can punch, so Tyson's got the skills and the reflexes, but is he the same fighter? I doubt we're going to see the guy that fought Klitschko ever again. I've given up hope on that. Forget that. So it's what Tyson Fury got in 2018 going forward, and is he good enough to win a world title? Oh, it's foregone conclusion. No, it's not a foregone conclusion. It no longer is a foregone conclusion because we don't know how much abuse has been on his body. People, when you talk about Tyson Fury, the image that comes in their mind is the Klitschko fight. The image in their mind does not come with the Cunningham fight or the Hamer fight or the Chisora fight. It's the Klitschko fight because he was the man that beat the man. But we also have to remind you, one of the reasons why I believe Tyson would beat Klitschko is because of his mental mindset. He was somebody who was mentally weak. This is Klitschko. Joshua, Parker, Wilder, they're all champions in their own rights. They're all coming to fight. Now, I'm not saying they can beat Tyson, but they're ahead in terms of the consistency in the sport of boxing. Some things you just cannot defy. And Tyson's a big man and he likes to eat. The other thing about Tyson Fury, and I hope you're listening, Tyson, I wish you well in your comeback, and I wish you nothing but the best for you and your family. And that's genuine coming from me. I can't speak for anybody else. The other thing is that's of interest, apart from his trainer, is how Tyson handles the media in 2018. Is he going to allow all these media people to keep sticking a camera up in his face and asking him a question which he damn well knows is going to get him in trouble? Or is he going to pick and choose and be more selective of who he talks to in 2018? I remember talking to Mick Hennessy about this. And I remember Mick saying, yeah, well, we're going to look into it and deal with it. Well, I hope that that's the case. Is Tyson? What's Tyson going to do in 2018? It remains to be. But I really hope and pray nobody pushes him into, or his ego of him being a fighting man doesn't get the better of him, and that an offer to fight Joshua in the summer isn't part of the plan. I really hope this isn't the case, because I don't want to see it. I don't care. Listen, there are people out there today who claim they're Fury fans. This is the test of you really like a fighter, who claim they're Fury fans, that would say, if Joshua said tomorrow, let's make the fight in the summer, there are people that clam and say, yeah, put Tyson in, first fight back, fight Joshua. Because that's the sort of people we've got in this world today. They don't really care. They don't care if Tyson wins or lose. This, you know, but if he's late, if he's rendered unconscious or not, they just want to be satisfied. And, you know, boxing shouldn't or doesn't work like that. Or I hope it doesn't. These are the same people that said Dillian White should fight Anthony Joshua. And then when he loses to Anthony Joshua, say, oh, he's not good enough. When I told you Dillian White was, you know, that fight did him more harm than good. People say it did him more good. Well, I don't think he did, because you injured your shoulder. And I don't think Dillian White is the puncher that he was before he fought Joshua. Since then, I mean, how many knockouts has Dillian White scored since his comeback after the Joshua fight? Interesting. Another man that had a lot of string of knockouts, then had shoulder injury and came back. What was his name? Keith Thurman. When's the last time Keith Thurman scored a devastating knockout? This is something we need to consider, these injuries. So I've said a lot there. I've said a lot, but my fear is that Tyson gets rushed into a fight he should not be in. And I don't want to see that. And, you know, to me, this is not going to bode well. If you're asking my opinion at this point in time, from what I'm seeing, he doesn't win a world title. At this point in time, he does not win a world title, because it's more to boxing than just, I'm going to get in gym, lose the weight, and I'm going to come back and win the title. No. There is a science behind this sport, and Tyson's well aware of it. And I don't know how this new trainer is going to affect Tyson, and whether this new trainer will be able to get the best out of Tyson, and whether this trainer is going to be able to motivate Tyson in the way he needs to motivate. And more importantly, whether this trainer is going to be dominated by Tyson in training, or is Tyson going to get his own way in training, or is this trainer going to work Tyson like Peter did? Because, you know, after being out of the ring for so long, and then you're getting worked the way Peter would work you, and he would work Tyson, and we know he'd get into tremendous shape. And how he drops the weight, and if he drops the weight enough, drops the weight in good enough time, oh yeah, he'll do that. And how he fights, how the style he comes out with in 2018. This is not back in the day when he fought Klitschko. It's a different situation. I try and ignore the Klitschko fight. You can't. You can, because he's not the same guy getting in the ring. They don't even sound the same no more. So that is a concern for me, a real concern. I know a lot of you have got a lot to say. A lot of people have got a lot of things to say, but let's just say, let's see what people will say. And you know what? I tell you another thing as well. I, from a personal standpoint, don't believe half the shit Tyson says. That's a fact. I don't believe half the shit he says. Tyson today, this is the kind of person Tyson is, in my opinion. Tyson will turn around and say to you today, right, I think Coca-Cola is the best Coca-Cola in the world. Coca-Cola is the best brand of Coca-Cola in the world. Tyson will say it to you today. And then tomorrow, Tyson get out of bed and say to you, you know what? Pepsi is the best Pepsi in the world today. And then Tyson get out of bed next day and tell you, you know what? I couldn't tell you the difference between Coca-Cola and Pepsi. With a man like that, you don't quite know what is what, unless you're kind of astute as to find out what that man's about. You have to understand this. You're talking in this sort of world that is just like, somehow I think you guys think I'm kind of disconnected from reality, and I'm not. Those who, when you do interviews, you kind of get a better feeling of it's difference between watching a video on camera, watching it on TV, and watching a person, picking a person up, and then being right up to them and smelling them and talking to them and engaging with them. You pick things up, and the stuff that's not on camera, and the conversations you have with people, with him and people that are around him, it's a different conversation. It's a different person you're seeing than the person on the camera. So please have a little respect from what I'm saying to you in terms of, I don't need to watch IFL TV interviews. I don't need to watch those interviews for me to know, have a good gauge of who Tyson Fury is. I don't. And I think before the interviews of IFL, I've called a whole lot of these things happening. And remember, he was on an IFL interview going way back with Adam Booth, who said that people like my conspiracy theorists like myself were full of shit. The fight didn't happen, did it? So I don't have to verify my thoughts with another media outlet. No, I have my thoughts on my thoughts. So my thoughts are my thoughts, and go back and look at my thoughts and track the things I've said and see where I'm at with it. But at the moment, what I'm seeing does not bode well for Tyson Fury, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, because that's what it has to be. He has to come back and not just unify the title and get you, because he was a unified champion. He wasn't undisputed. He always had the Wilder fight. So for him to come back and beat Joshua, Parker, Wilder, those are three big fights. He has to beat those three guys, and possibly Lucas Brown. You don't mark Lucas Brown out of the mix yet, because that's a guy who carries a huge punch, and depending on who he's hitting on the chin on the night, could determine him becoming a world champion again. So I for one have a huge respect for trainers, and have a huge respect for what they bring to the table. And someone like Peter Fury, I don't think Peter Fury is irreplaceable, but I do think he's essential to Tyson Fury ticking, because there's a man, he's not going to cut corners with Peter. That is the thing. But anyway, let me hear what you also think your thoughts are now. This is going to go up. This is Mikey. This is going to go up in smoke. I am really worried now. Like I said, I like Davison. We've spoken a fair few times, but there's levels to box, and I fear he won't be up to it. The void to fill Peter Fury is irreplaceable. Peter was a mastermind, an old school mentality. The figure Tyson needed around him in camp and in fights. This is terrible error in judgment from Tyson. Remember, I did the interview with Tyson Fury. I did with Peter Fury when he's talking about Tyson being around bad influences. What did he mean by bad influences? And Peter said he'd meet them in a car park and smash the living daylights out of them. Who was he talking about? What was he talking about? So these things, you need to go back and track the history of these things and what was said, and who was advising Tyson at the time, and are those people still advising Tyson today, and are those people advising Tyson to make decisions he's making today? These are things you need to think about, and are these people causing risks within Tyson's family? These are all things you need to think about. Ingram, they all laugh at you. You said Takam would go late with AJ. You go against the grain. LOL. They were hiding in the post-fight show. I know, as always. Did you what? No, I didn't watch the interview yet. Fact is, Tyson without Pete in the corner would be a disaster. He maps out the fights, makes plans, keeps him composed, and keeps his mind on it. Davison was cheerleading in the corner versus Billy Joe Saunders. Well, I've said it. So you've seen the blueprint there already. If the trainer is conducting himself like a cheerleader, you can only begin to imagine who is going to be wearing the trousers in that relationship as a trainer. And I don't see at the moment, Peter ain't going to take no shit. I don't know. I can't speak for Ben Davison. I really can't. And I won't know until I can get a talk to him. But I'm not being disrespectful to Ben Davison. But he has got... Why would Tyson leave? I remember the situation when certain fighters leave and they go to certain... Like the whole story of Bashir and Jonathan Banks. Why did Banks become Klitschko's trainer and not Bashir? Because Bashir would tell it like it is. And Bashir would not let Klitschko dominate a training camp. He'd tell Klitschko what to do. That's what he's employed the trainer to do. Whereas the relationship between Klitschko and Banks was, I run the camp and you just do the pad work. That was basically how Klitschko and Banks are. And you saw the end of how you saw the ending of it, and you saw how it ended in the end with Klitschko's career. The only gripe, that's my only gripe, Davison. He cheerleads in the corner at times, and it shows when the fighter doesn't take him seriously. There you go. Saj Malik says, but Peter's methods are very strict, to be honest. There are other boxers who train hard but also have fun in between sessions. Possibly. True. But Saj, you always have to understand the mentality of some fighters. Some fighters, you can't afford to give them that leeway to have fun. Because for them, fun means switching off. Fun for them also means that they can get up to mischief. Someone like Tyson has to be switched on 120% of the time. He can't afford to have his mind switched off and having fun and playing. He can't be having that. He needs to be dead serious. The fun and games could have been for the last 2 years. He needs to be serious. I've watched all his interviews during his camps, and to be honest, he just can't wait to get out of it. Well, neither could you. Neither could you. I've known a lot of fighters that can't stand going into camp, but that's I understand that. We seriously need a response from Peter on this. Well, listen, I've reached out to Peter for a while, so as soon as he responds, he did respond, but I think he's on holiday at the moment. That's the downfall side. You say he needs a break from it, but essentially he's taking a break and branching away from success. It all started from July 26th, when Peter and Mick visited David Hayes' gym. Sorry, that's before that. You put yourself through hell for 12 weeks, deliver in the ring and reap the rewards afterwards. Tyson doesn't want to put in that kind of work, hence the switch. That is devastating. And that's my point. If he wanted to, he'd stayed with Peter, point blank, no reason to switch. I agree. The media will turn on AJ when he leaves Hearn. Just watch and remember, I tell you, and listen to what Ingram is telling you. It will come true, as have countless things he's predicted. Fury Rudenko is a perfect fight for him. He needs rounds, not a knockover job. Fury said in his interview he won't see 18 stone again. Well, I don't believe that. Only time will tell how Fury recovers and his level after 2 or 3 fights. So you have to take into account Davison will be itching for that percent as Fury's trainer. A Joshua fight will fill his boots and then some. Don't be shocked if he tries to push him for it in summer. That's what I've said. I don't want to see Tyson near Joshua in 2018. I don't want to see it because it won't end well for Tyson. I'm telling you now. Tyson only taking over Davison while he's losing weight. Disagree with you there, mate. Sorry, I don't agree with you in that one. I don't think so. I don't, because it's not the first time he's ticked over in camp, but not used Peter. So let's leave it as that. Davison will be part of Team Fury under Peter Fury. Really? Okay, if you say so. What happened? Has he left Peter Fury? Yup. Peter Davison is like a fitness trainer. Ben's not a boxing trainer. Fact is, Fury is making his return and quest for 2-time world champion even more difficult. Let me ask you a question. When Tyson was coming back from for the Joey Abel fight, what happened there? Talk to me. Jimmy Mack was cheerleading the girls' fight. Wow, that's not good. But then again, the last few interviews from Peter, you could tell something was up. He got tired of the antics, probably. Yeah, Davison has got little in good shape. But that's about it. He's good at certain aspects, but compared to Pete, he's madly inferior. That's my point. So we'll see how this unfolds. But I'm telling you now, if he fights Joshua in 2018, this 2018 coming, it won't bode well. I'm telling you, it will not end well. Boxing is about consistency. Boxing is about muscle memory. Boxing is about timing and speed and reflexes. You need time for that to happen, not just in sparring. You have to have competitive fights. Competitive fights against guys who come to win. Now, I'm telling you, this hoopla of Tyson's return and Tyson mania, Fury mania, I don't care for it. I really don't care for it. What I care for is to seeing a man coming back in the right form. I don't expect him to come back Klitschko, pre-Klitschko, post-Klitschko. I don't expect that Fury for the first fight. I don't expect that, because we also forget there was a second fight between Klitschko and Fury. Remember that? That didn't happen. We would have seen. We've kind of been robbed of seeing what Tyson Fury would have done in the rematch against Vladimir Klitschko. What sort of Vladimir Klitschko? What would have happened if Fury had fought Vladimir Klitschko in the rematch and Vladimir had come out throwing more bombs and been more adventurous? What would happen? Would Vladimir have got knocked out? Would Fury have won this rematch? Oh, yeah, Fury won the rematch. We don't know because we never saw the fight. listen, I hope and pray, because, you know, the other thing about Tyson, he's talking about getting a license outside of the British Boxing Board of Control. I know the Irish Boxing Board of Control also turned around and said that that they backed the British Boxing Board of Control. So I don't know where Tyson's going with that, unless he's going to get a Latvian license, or maybe I don't know. Now, there was a very key point Abel Sanchez made, a very key point. And he said, in the 2 years Tyson was suspended or was not allowed to box, why didn't he get a license and box elsewhere? I asked Abel Sanchez the question. He said, "Well, why didn't Tyson box? He could have got a license and boxed elsewhere. He didn't have to keep a British Boxing Board of Control license." And Abel Sanchez has got a point. Why didn't he box in those 2 years? Why couldn't he box abroad? Why didn't he box in Europe? So now, I wouldn't read too much into Twitter. To be honest, I know Peter Fury's account's thing, but you need to hear the man speak himself, I think. He didn't want to fight. There we go. So that's the question you've got to ask yourself. And when Abel Sanchez put it out to me, he was absolutely right. You've been asking for this. Now you're getting it. Why didn't he box in 2 years? He could have kept himself sharp. He could have got a couple of fights. He could have been now ready, got his license back, and been ready to fight. But then again, if he accepted the ban, accepted the 2 years ban, then all those fights he would have had would have been null and void. He didn't want to fight. He was up for Aves, etc. To be honest, we don't know what's gone on and if he has left Peter, because nobody has come out and said anything to confirm it one way or the other. He mentally wasn't ready to fight. Well, so Sanchez makes a very valid point. So all the people defending Tyson at the moment, the only thing I could possibly think is that if he'd fought, then the fights would have been voided out anyway. But what does it matter? Even if the fights were voided out, he still would have fought, got paid, and more to the point, would have been in a proper, better position now to fight Joshua in 2018. I don't know if Tyson's going to work with McHenry. I don't know. I'm not close enough to talk. Well, I could ring him up and find out, but I'm not going to do that. So how did Hugh Fury fight if they was on a 2-year ban? I don't get it, because Fury wasn't pulled up on it. Fury, they didn't have a problem with Fury. It was Tyson they had a problem with. UK had a problem with Tyson. That's why Fury was able to go out and fight Parker. He said he went through depression and was had pretty serious suicidal thoughts. Yeah, but hold on. He had those serious suicidal thoughts way back when he was with the Kevin Johnson fight. So I don't know where all these suicidal things coming now. He had those thoughts way back then. You know, so there's some people more prone to depression than others. Okay. And from the perspective of somebody, this is another thing we need to consider: the mental aspect of boxing. The mental aspect. You need good people around you, especially. You need good people around you. Certainly, we speak about mental health. It's very important, mental health. Now, I'm somebody who has suffered from depression and somebody who has had something called chronic fatigue syndrome for years. I had it for years and I overcame it. But I overcame it because I won the battle of the mind. You know, chronic fatigue syndrome, you all can look it up. You get up in the morning and the will to live is one that is difficult. The challenge of wanting to get up in the morning and want to do anything with your life, you feel worthless. Your body doesn't respond. Your body feels like if you've been lifting weights every night. You know, the pain is incredible, and your memory, the way you find it difficult to remember things. But people, you lay in your bed and people call you lazy. People don't think you're worth up to much. Those people don't understand, because you don't have an injury on the outside of you. People don't give you that sort of understanding or that leeway. So they just become very pessimistic and they just stereotype you for somebody who is not up to much. You're a bit of a waste man. Do you understand? So it takes for you to take, if you're not strong enough and you're around people like that, well, you know, it's a very dark spiraling road. And if you've got people around you who are prepared to take you when you're on your weak points, and those people around you are the people you go and talk to, because they're the people that are prepared to listen to you. But the only reason why they're prepared to listen to you is because they're invested in their own entertainment. You could be a good person to be entertained. You might be a good person with the girls. You might be a good person that is able to get you in certain positions because of your position in life, particularly someone like Tyson Fury. So this is something that mental health, depression is something, and for self-chronic fatigue syndrome is something that people are also overlooking. They're looking at it. A lot of people looking at Tyson Fury through the eyes of somebody who's never had to deal with the whole depression thing. They're looking through the eyes of somebody who's never had to deal with the challenges of being discriminated against. Those challenges are huge challenges. I know you're being disrespected and treated and mistreated in a manner because you are outspoken or out mistreated because of the community you come from. The guy wins the undisputed heavyweight, or the unified heavyweight championship, or beats a guy who's been champion for 10 years, comes back to the UK and gets FA. Okay, comes back and gets FA. Carl Frampton does nothing, gets an MBE. Anthony Joshua gets MBE. How the hell comes Tyson Fury hasn't got an MBE next to his name? And he's achieved more than Joshua and Frampton put together. I don't get it. I don't get it. I didn't get it. I don't understand it. People said, well, Steven hasn't fought in 2 years. That's, hasn't fought in 2 years. It's not good against him and Wilder. That's why he got knocked out by Wilder. He hasn't fought for 2 years. Okay, fair enough. Given. I accept that. How many years did Klitschko not fought before he fought Joshua? But his comeback is best ever. This is sort of crap that we have to deal with in this world. So I'm just telling it as it is. And you don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. It is. I'm not going to keep on. I'm going to keep on talking my truth and speaking my truth. If you don't like it, then fine. Go and listen to another channel that's gonna tell you pie in the sky stories and never land stories, and fill into your ego and to what satisfy you. And then when the reality comes out and you get chin checked and you understand the reality of what's really going on out there, then you have to come. You say, I thought he was going to do this and he didn't. Listen, I have no expectations of Tyson Fury in 2018. No expectations. The only expectation I have of Tyson Fury is that he's safe and well, and that he is his family is safe and well, and he's safe and well. That's my expectations. That is it. That is it. I wish him well on his comeback. I really do, but I don't like I don't like the look of this comeback. I don't like the look of this comeback at all. So far, I don't like the look of it, and I don't like the sounding of he's gonna fight David Price in his comeback fight. No chance. No way. No way. Fury Martinez, Fury Rudenko, not Fury Miller. Not Fury Miller. No. Fury Rudenko, yes. The guy that Price fought the other night, I'd like to see even Fury fight him. The guy that Price fought, that'd be a nice comeback fight for Tyson Fury. Even let Tyson Fury fight him. So there we go. Like I said, I wish Tyson Fury well, and at some point in 2018, I hope to catch up with him. I'm sure I will catch up with him in 2018, and I'll sit down and talk to him about a few things and see what he's got to say for himself. But as for now, you've had my thoughts. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see how this comeback goes. Let's hope he gets through the 3 comeback fights he has. Let's hope he has the 3 comeback fights. And Dillian White's another fight I don't want to see Tyson Fury in. Off the bat, I don't want to see. He's got the skills to beat White. He may have the skills, but has he got the timing? I want to see him fight two guys that he can knock the dust off. Two or three guys, in fact. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing Tyson fight back to back to back to back. That'd be good. So I wouldn't mind seeing Tyson get 4 fights in 2008, 18. Even 5 fights, I wouldn't mind seeing fighting. Just regular fights, so you can just keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. Much like what Huey did. Enjoy your evening, bro. I'm off to my weigh-in and health checks. All the best, my friend, to your fight, DJ Slick. Check out the video, DJ Slick. Kenny alias DJ Slick fights Saturday night, no, Sunday afternoon for Cancer Charity, Cancer Research UK. Our Kenny's going to be fighting. So check it out. I think it's great stuff that he's doing, and I look forward to hearing his report afterwards on that. So check out the video. It's on YouTube as well, which we did, talking about Kenny alias DJ Slick fighting on Sunday afternoon. See you now for Hamer Povetkin. Yep, seems to. Right, I'll see you guys later on. Those are my thoughts on Fury and the comeback. I sincerely hope he hasn't left Peter Fury. And if he has, I sincerely hope that Mr. Davidson is up to task. I have my reservations. See you soon.